Hello, I am Natanya Baldwin sharing my Accra, Ghana African trip vlog with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. In this video, I will share the trip duration and best practices with you. Trip duration. So, one way was around 5,800 miles. It is highly recommended that you reserve business or first class so you can stretch your legs, get at least one meal with lots of snacks, and enjoy the lounge area while you wait for the next plane since there's no direct flight. As far as luggage is concerned, if you fly coach, you are limited to one check in at 50 pounds. If you fly business class, you can have two check ins at 70 pounds each with a carry on and a personal bag. So, a total of four different types of items. There are extra fees if the luggage weighs more than the allotment and if you have more luggage. So, what happened to me during the flights? So, I was that one where my carry on was inspected at Charlotte and London airports for explosives. And I'll share that visual in a video with you. Not the visual not the video of me getting checked because they don't allow that, but I share what was in the bag that had everybody in uproar. So you have to watch that video to see what it was, but it was just hilarious. Every airport except for in Ghana, I was checked for my carry-on for explosives. And then I was on the return trip, I was randomly selected for a body search in London. So that really, really. But okay, I played along. It was all good. Okay, so now I'm going to do just some comparisons with the two airlines that I took, just showing you what that looked like flying. So, leaving Charlotte going to London is 8 hours, no joke. And then leaving London, we had a layover for about 4 hours. We wanted to do some sightseeing, but we did not want to get stuck in London. And we asked some of the workers there, and they said it's not a good idea because the traffic there is horrible and we get stuck. So we were not able to do that. And then the flight from London to Africa was around 6 hours. And then the opposite is true on the round trip. So spent a lot of time on the planes, a lot of time in the lounges, which I'll have a video showing you the lounge areas, comparing those as well. Overall, the flight wasn't bad. Well, we did have turbulence on each plane. It was worse coming back home to Charlotte, but otherwise we made it. That's the wonderful thing. We definitely made it, but we had turbulence on each of the four different flights. And then we went from cold to hot, and then we came from hot to cold to cold. So we were prepared with our carry-ons to just change for the weather. All right, so I flew with American Airlines to Germany and then British Airlines to Accra. And here are some of my comparisons, but I'll show you. I did do a real comparison with the comfort, service, cleanliness, in flight amenities, punctuality, and overall experience. So here you see how I rated it very simple, 1 to 5, 1 being disappointing, and then 5 being exceptional. So I will say, when I look at the exceptional rating, ultimately, flying business class is going to be comfortable because you're able to sit in something that looks like a little small cubicle, and I'll show a video of that where I'm just showing the visuals. So that was very comfortable. I had access to the new movies. I watched a couple of movies and food. They kept us fed and lots of drinks. So both of the airlines got exceptional for the comfort and service because they were friendly. I was able to sleep, move around as I wanted to. With cleanliness, I rated them both in the middle. Um, I am that person. I brought wipes and I wiped down the area on all four flights. American Airlines was cleaner, and but British Airways felt more modern. So what they had in their little cubicle setup was a little more modern than American Airlines. When I look at the food, I would say that American Airlines had the best food. And I'm going to have a visual video just showing the meals that we ate. British Airways, their food was not good. And each time I asked the flight attendants if they tried it and if they thought it was good, and consistently they said they would not recommend the food. So I stayed with safe items, but you'll see in the video that I provide in this playlist. Looking at in-flight amenities. So again, they both were around the same, but British Airways, they had more modern options. Punctuality, they both were punctual. They left either right on time or just before time because everybody was on the flight. The flight back to Charlotte was booked. It was packed. Every seat was filled, and I did notice that on coming back to Charlotte. The overall experience, I would give well, I gave American Airlines a 3 and British Airlines just a 2 simply because of the food. So overall, I rated American Airlines a 4 based on the categories that you see here, and British Airlines a 3.8. I mean, they're very similar. Ultimately, we made it home. We're safe. Today is day 2 of the new year. We were back on the 31st. So the past 2 days, I feel fine. I ate on both flights. Nothing messed up my stomach, so I'm good. I'm good about that. But again, AA American Airlines is higher than BA British Airlines because the food options were better. On BA, I noticed mold on my bun. I didn't eat it, and on AA, um, there was good attendance as far as checking on me frequently. I use my wet wipes to wipe down each of the seating area. Thinking about the airport and just the lounge areas, Charlotte was very busy. There was not a lot of food options, so I just got a cup of soup there. I did not take any photos or videos because it was crowded. We could barely move. So the last thing I was going to do was take out my phone and offend people. But some people do not like you taking any pictures or videos with them in it. And I mean, I understand that. London was bigger than Charlotte and had a very open space. They had more food. When I say alcohol galore, they had a bar area. Well, they had one hard liquor bar area, then they had wine and champagne bar area. The food was bland, but then I realized that that's probably what their food administration requires because they probably have healthier food choices than Charlotte. With the airports, just getting through checking in the luggage and all of the checks that they have to do, TSA area. Charlotte was crowded. The people were more agitated. First thing that I remember is one of the workers dealt with now I'm doing the quotes, a Karen who was trying to be rude. And she said she paid, for business or first class. The worker told her to let him know if she wanted someone else to help her, but he was not going to allow her to be rude to him. And that quote unquote Karen knew she was being disrespectful, but she still started looking around for someone to jump in to help her, and no one did because everybody knew based on her behavior I mean, that's what you're going to get. You have to be respectful to everyone. I don't care if they are shining your shoes, changing your oil. You've got to treat people with respect because people will call you out on it, especially in Charlotte, which is my hometown. In London, again, they had a huge lounge area. And the big thing that stood out to me was parents with small kids. I'm talking about toddlers, 2 and 3 year olds, would leave their kids unattended to go to the bathroom or get food. And I also realized that was a culture thing because they all did it. It's like they just walked away from their kids. But the kids pretty much stayed in that area and they did whatever they wanted to do. So maybe that helps young people to be more independent as they grow older. I don't know, but no one did anything to the kids or touched them or anything like that. That's just the culture there. With Accra, it was very military. So you had to follow orders and they were very direct. That's just, again, a culture thing that I noticed. So this video is really quick. I wanted to share this information. So think about how I can make the content better and add suggestions in the comments. If you would like to see more, please share what you would like to see. Question for you. Did you travel on American Airlines or British Airlines or even another airlines, and what was your experience? I'm curious. So thank you again for sticking around and watching this video. I will have additional content as well. Talk to you later.